So we've suffered some pretty heavy losses with this batch of chickens, which is unusual. I think this is the first time that we've had chicks come in the mail where I've taken them out and assessed them and thought, okay, some of these aren't going to make it. So we lost at least one of each breed, one Well Summer, one Olive Egger, and one Black Copper Marron. And then we lost 3 Blue Americanas, and we've only got one left. And the one that's left is right here, and she's been just kind of barely hanging on. I've been babying her, coming out every couple hours and trying to make sure she eats and drinks a little bit of something and that she's warm. And look at her, she's up on the feeder right now eating, and that's like so much improvement. I can't even tell you. I don't know, I'm pretty attached. If she lives till tomorrow, I'll probably give her a name. Well, after neglecting my sourdough starter for the past few months, I've decided to try and revive it. My main jar is moldy and beyond saving, but somehow my backup jar is still fine, just very in need of a feeding. So I'm gonna pour off the hooch, scrape off that top layer, and then I'm gonna get a spoonful from underneath to place in a clean jar so I can feed it fresh flour and water and start building it back up again. Place a rubber band on the jar at the level of the starter to more easily monitor its progress. For this first feeding, it takes nearly 24 hours to see any activity, but it does eventually get bubbly and rise a little. I pour out about half of the starter into a bowl to use later, and then add some fresh water and flour to my jar, and I repeat this process for the next few days until my starter is active and bubbly again. Now, I told you in a previous video that I wanted to start sharing some of my favorite egg-based recipes, and this is one of them. So in a bowl with my discard, I'm going to add a few eggs, some salt, and a little maple syrup. I don't have a measured recipe for this, so just go by feel. Sometimes I'll use this batter all in one go and make a giant skillet pancake. And sometimes I'll add melted butter to the batter and make thin crepe-like pancakes that I will then roll up with peanut butter and jelly. My kids really like it prepared this way, and I like making it for them because it's another way to get them to eat their eggs. So here's my handspun that I dyed with onion skins in the last video. At first I was going to use it to make a thick, chunky autumn hat, but I started in on the brim and realized I had enough yarn to make something bigger. So I decided to make a cowl instead, using up as much of the yarn as I could. I opted for seed stitch to enhance the thick and thin nature of my handspun, and I like how it turned out.
Oh, you're our sack.
Oh my goats.
Oh my geese. There was a tiny scrape up here, and I did not see it. I did not see it when it hurt. Sorry, Mommy.
I forgive you. Mary, don't do that, please.
But I put that phony away. I can't reach my phone thingy.
It's not a phone.
This is a rocket ship.
Okay, so I got most of I got all the island cleared. There's still one area of thick grass that I didn't get to. That I'm going to have to try to attack later this week. But I know for sure it's shocking hard because I forgot to turn the fence off and I got the weed whacker caught in it. And it shocked the crap out of me through the handle.
No. Put this on as a cowl. See what that looks like.
Cow kiwi cow.
Can you double wrap it?
Maybe.
Or is it too small?
Me.
Yeah, okay.
Me.
Cool.
Can I try?
So there's that option.
Can I try?
All right.
Okay. Ready? Let's double wrap this.
No, just one. Just one wrap.
There.
What do you think, Mary?
I don't think.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have Ella try it now.
Ella, I want to tie it.
Just twist it and then wrap it back over your head. Put it back over your head. There you go. Perfect.
How do I look?
Great.
Goofy?
No, that looks actually really nice. So after reviving my sourdough starter, I decided I didn't want to risk losing it again because I came very close. So I decided to dehydrate some of it. Starter that's been dehydrated can be vacuum sealed or frozen to keep it safe, and then reconstituted and fed until it's active again. So this is basically just another way for me to make sure I have backups. To vacuum seal my jars, I opt for canning lids that have been used but are still in good shape. It's still a little hard to find jars and lids and bands around here. Last week we all came down with something, so we didn't make much progress in the garden, but that's okay. We needed the break. So once we started feeling a little better, we got outside and did some weeding and ripped up some sod to place a couple more raised beds along the pathway near our front porch. And then we got our beds filled and prepped for planting. Yeah. It's been a game changer this year having our own source of compost from the goats and rabbits. We basically pile it all up near the barn and turn it every once in a while with a tractor, and it breaks down like magic. Right now I'm in the process of hardening off my tomatoes, and even though it's been raining, cats and dogs, I'll soon get them in the ground. Until then, we've been harvesting lots of radishes and arugula and lettuce.
Got our roofs on.
It's my birdhouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang this one.
Where are you gonna hang it, Mary?
On that one.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary, yours is on the ground.
Not down
Right up there?
Well, she lived. And because she's our last blue Americana, we decided to name her Blue Moon, or Blue for short. She and her brood are about 3 weeks old now. We're a little nervous because the bird flu is here now in the Pacific Northwest, and because we have mobile coops, we don't have a structure to enclose our chickens in to keep them protected long term from bird droppings and wild birds coming in, eating their food and water and things like that. So Matt and I are thinking about solutions because we don't think this problem is going to go away anytime soon. Right now, we're thinking of building a predator-proof hoop house here, right where we have this flock of chickens, which could be used as temporary shelter whenever the risk for bird flu is high. The problem is, even if we started building our ideal hoop house right now, we wouldn't likely get it done in time to be useful to us this year. So instead of rushing things, we are just taking initial steps by adding bark chips for deep bedding and to help us build the area up. We'll probably talk about this a little bit more in future videos once we figure some things out.